If you have heard about that instrumental, if it has given you pressure, if it has given you tension, I think then you know what we are about to talk about. Why you say big dogs, manze? Welcome to the End Show in the Yard. And today, guys, we want to talk about one of Kenyans' nightmare. One of Kenyans, like as in, how can we say it? It's a youth destroyer, manze. This thing called betting. Betting. I know you might be wondering, Bona youth destroyer? Why Kenyans' nightmare? Guys, did you know a research was done and Kenyans only spent 24,000 per second, 24,000 G's per second on betting. 24K. And in a day, it will accumulate to around 2.1 billion. 2.1 billion, manze, on betting. 2.1 B. We're talking about billion, not even million. Billion in a day. One single day. Just on betting alone. Telling you Kenyans have money. Eesh. Ching ching. And a research was done by Geopol, and it was betting. It was about betting in Africa. And guess which country came out on top?
Yo, what flag is this? Italy!
Una mattina mi sono alzato, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor.
Yep, you guessed it right. Kenya was the one leading as the country with the highest betting. You know? Like, I won't lie, I think even my money is somewhere around there. Because I used to bet actually. I stopped, but I used to bet. Kwa tukienda sherehe, mimi huyo betting, tupate ya sherehe. Mimi huyo betting, tupate kupeleka msupa out. Like as in, mbona nitumie pesa yangu na kuna pesa yenye hapo kando. So kuna time ingeenda, kuna time ingerudi, but you never know. Like as in, kitu kuna venye. You know, because and then ukiangalia like everybody is chasing, especially the jackpots. And the leading jackpot says iko kwa SportPesa. Yeah, a betting site called SportPesa. I think many of you have heard it about it because it's actually the site that is sponsoring most of the teams. It's a site that is sponsoring like almost KPL. I think most of the athletics in Kenya. SportPesa has their mega jackpot. I think it's over 400 million Kenya shillings. 400. Like everybody manze, kila mtu akona target ya kushinda hiyo jackpot, and it has happened before. There are some other people that we know, like akina Abisai. I think he was the first one. I think he was the first person to win a mega jackpot. Akina Abisai, akina Cosmas. As in the names, it's a long name. So everybody says kila mtu anafikiria hiyo target hiyo do. As in, hey, we all want to make money. Now, that one aside. Now, guys, there's this other one called Aviator. Like as in, hey, I think Aviator now is the big deal. That is the real nightmare. That is the real youth destroyer. In Aviator, for those who don't know, Aviator is a game where it teaches you how to be a pilot. So there's no need to go for aviation school. You just play Aviator. You will know how to land a plane. You will know how to fly a plane. But anyway, I'm just joking. Like Aviator is a game now where you place your bet on a flying plane. You place your bet on a flying plane, and now you have to see the plane going up and the plane going down. So it's up to you now. You have to cash out. You have to cash out your money before the plane flies away. So if you're a good pilot, the stake is yours. Well, if you're just a beginner pilot, jua tu shui. Hiyo do imeenda hivyo. Now Aviator, like as in, this is a game. The reason I'm calling it a nightmare is there have been a lot of cases of how Aviator has killed people. Like there's this case, I don't know, an elderly woman killed herself because she lost 60,000. There's this case where a teacher, I don't know, he used 50,000, he got a salary of 50,000 and decided to bet on it. Because unajua hapa target inakuanga ifike 2. Like when the plane flies, it starts at 1.0 hivyo. Ikifika 2, it doubles the amount that you have placed. So let's say for example you have placed with 50,000, if it reaches 2, that's 100 grand. So everybody now akozileza like, now I'm targeting it to reach 2. And there are people when you target now even higher, because the higher it goes, the higher the reward. And the higher the stake, the higher the profit. So now that's, as in, ndio maana unasikia like, as in, everybody, like, people are dying because there are people who are using land, there are people who are using like everything to bet. And this thing is not being played by, there was a time it was being played by the youths. There was a time it was being played by, I think, mostly the youths. But it reached a point where Aviator now was played by everybody, from the rich, from the poor, youths, old men. And for example, look at this small boy. Look at this guy. Like, as in, this kid is supposed to be in school. What is he doing? Anacheza Aviator. Utapata hiyo ndo anacheza nao, either labda ni pocket money, ile ndo lembua check ifanye aje hii kula kangumu, kama labda hata ni change. Lakini mtu wako pale tu anacheza Aviator. By the way, for this scenario, who's at fault? Is it the parent, the kid, ama the owner of the shop? Think about it. Now, there was also this other case.
Nipe pesa yangu kwenda huko wewe. Wewe unaangalia pesa yote kwa Aviator, unajifanya hapo unacheza Aviator. Nipe pesa yangu wewe. Nipe pesa yangu, nimekwambia unipe pesa yangu. Gani sasa? Nipe pesa yangu. Nipe pesa yangu. Pesa gani? Nipe pesa yangu ya jana.
Makanga alikuwa anatishia Dere because Dere alisahau kazi yake ni kudrive, si kufly ndege. So Dere aliingia Aviator akacheza na do yao yote. So Makanga ameleta shida kwa zile za like, hapana bro. We need our money. We need our money. Dere yako pesa imeenda. And once do ishaenda kwa Aviator, there's nothing you can do. Now it reached a point where there were many tweets now. People were now complaining like to the government. They need to know how to deal with the Aviator. And now there were some tweets. State of the nation. Ban Aviator now. You can see the kid there. There are some people who are saying like, ban Aviator now, it's killing Kenyans slowly. Like, Aviator influencers before and after the ban on betting adverts. Because I think after those many tweets, it reached a point where the government now had to reduce the betting. It had to ban some betting sites that had Aviator and all.
Mr. Speaker, this game of chance in the country called Aviator, where a virtual aeroplane flies carrying with it odds that purportedly multiply stakes placed by gamers. This Aviator game of chance has become addictive to the youth, women and men, and has left many of them destitute. But
now Kenyans, they did a petition. There was a petition that was done of on banning the Aviator. And the issues were, Aviator is destroying lives. It must be eradicated. You see? Same thing. Suicides. People are overwhelmed by gambling debts. Some have to take their own lives. Because let's say, for example, somebody's like, I took that money on a loan, thinking that I'll double it, pay the loan, and continue with life. But the money is gone. Now I'm broke. The loan sharks are coming for me. So I'm like, people they decide to die. Like, it has torn families apart. Husbands and wife are separating after discovering entire savings gambled away overnight. Entire savings. Income and property lost. People are leaving their families without food or shelter because like all the money is going to Aviator. Because I've told you, Aviator is a game. Like, I think this game is just, it's not like any other form of gambling. It is designed to make quitting nearly impossible. Like, kuna venye una feel, imeenda, let me just try on the next one. Let me try on the next one. Just like that, slowly by slowly. Unapata tu. That's how your money is going. Like, that's what I'm telling you, Aviator. So the petition was done, and I think it's what happened, and it was able to help in the government, because now the government decided to, if you've noticed now in Kenya, there are no many adverts on betting sites, because the government, I think it gave them a ban on advertising, so that it at least can try to reduce. But now the issue is, it's already out there. Everybody knows about Aviator. Everybody knows about gambling. So guys, I don't know, like, which one do you think is better? Is Aviator okay? Ama is the other one? Because back then, I can remember when I used to bet, there was a time actually I could be like, sina lunch. Mimi huyo pale betting, tunatengeneza do. Okay, but then I think akwanga na Aviator. Yeah, there was no Aviator at the time. But I did play Aviator na wakanikula. I think the highest I used was around 1,000 shillings. Nikacheza nayo ikafika around 1,600, but venye iliisha sijui. But tunajua tu ilishia kwa hiyo site yao. Ilishia tu kwa hiyo site yao. That's what I'm telling you, like Aviator, it's a mind game. It's a very funny mind game. Na unapata ile time unasema acha nisiekelee. Trust you me, that plane flies. Ile time unasema hii kai kuenda. Let me. Jua naambianga watu tunachezanga na graph. Watu wanasemanga if you study the graph very well utashinda. But guys, if you check on it properly, ndio utajua yenyewe there's no graph. And then now there are also these other people, now they're also trying to steal from. Watu wanakuambia venye ati they know how to play Aviator, so you pay them, they give you the graphs. Because I'm like, okay, if I can make that money on myself, why should I convince you to give me 100 shillings so that I play it? I could just place it on myself. You see? So now that is one of the things that is destroying Kenyans right now. Aviator, betting. And I think, okay, if I could be asked between Aviator and sports betting, I think I could decide sports betting. Because on sports betting, you want to decide between, let's say, for example, Man U na Spurs. Hiyo ni tunajua unaweza watch hiyo. But for Aviator, trust me, you can lose even 50k in a second. In less than 5 seconds, money gone. That's why Aviator is not for the weak, manzi. Aviator is not for the weak. And then I think most people are greedy out here. So unapata like everybody wants to go for the high stakes. You are putting in the money hoping that it reaches a high stake so that you can get a lot of profit. But it doesn't just work that way. But guys, let me know, what do you all think? Should the government ban this thing called Aviator permanently? Like, what do you think should be the next solution? So, can't wait to hear your thoughts, guys. Until next time, peace. Make sure you like, subscribe,